operation frame. I finally got to this, and I finally made up my mind on what to do and what not to do. So, if you remember, my goal is to have this point here, that which used to be the highest point of the mudguard, to be ideally lower than the actual tire. So that means I need to clear. And that is still not enough for me as in per the seat height. So I'm going to take approximately 20 millimeters or 25 out of here, and I'm gonna cut it right there at the widest point of the bike. So you see, actually this is not the widest point, it continues to go wider. So I'm gonna cut here, and I'm gonna push this down by this much, and then I'm gonna marry these two surfaces here. I can fix them with a couple of self-tapping sheet metal screws just to do the mock-up before I prepare for welding. So this does a couple of things for me. Also, it kind of like pushes back the seat along this line. So we're going backwards with the seat, which is what I want. Not by much, but some. And that is not possible unless I will cut out here the, let's call it a firewall, because the tank will squeeze against that. I will also sand down these 2 millimeters of that here, because that's where the actual plate of the tank sits on. I do believe, I will double check. And bolts onto here, bolts onto there, with originally the seat hinge bolts. I am currently still leaving the top montage position for the suspension in its place. It's healthy enough to be straight and is healthy enough to be still where it should be. So I will repair that. I'll cut. Let me show you from the bottom. So let's let some light in. You see, I'm using a frame that lends itself to do that. You would never, in the right mind, repair such a frame. And yeah. So one of the first actions that I'm going to make is cut out this. I will start here. 2 millimeters down of that flange. I will double check whether that actually does anything. I will then cut it here. Then I can take the top part off. That doesn't matter because it's still a wholesome. And these are still in. These are still in. That's still there. And I added another one just to keep the distance. I'm not spreading it yet. Might not need to do this at all because I'm using a 100 millimeter tire, and that should actually fit in between. So what else? Yeah, I'm going to do this from here. I'm gonna go with my grinding wheel along here if I can get to it, and I will temporarily take this out, but obviously I've now made this bracket so I can put it back in. What else? We got a couple of things that are sticking out. I'm gonna cut some spokes. I'm going to cut the window of the battery where there is rust, so I'm just gonna tidy it up here. I mean, there was a hole, so the hole gets a little bigger and other things will be repaired. There was actually a montage point of something which I'll not need for sure. And as for cutting the end of the frame, sorry if I'm all over the place, I'll do that here, so along the yellow line, and that's what I'm cutting off. And then I'll have another look and make another mock-up. I think I explained this before. You see that the bottom end of the main structure of the frame is eaten away. There was rodents inside there. So I'm going to sleeve this tube and extend it, and I'm going to make a new angle point, axis point for my rear swing arm, and that will sit on top, so it'll come backwards and it comes up, and that's basically my extension and my lowering job. I'm trying to go with a non-modified rear swing arm. And that's that for now for the explaining. I will bring you back once I'm out there angle grinding.